All right, that was kind of chaotic. I'm glad I didn't film that. You're fine, Grace. Okay, so Grace is now in her own pen, right? So that she can eat and have her own diet. Don't mind the gate. I'm in the process of figuring out how to put it up. But just brought Sugar and Luna over here to hang out with Beebs so they can be in their own pen now. You're fine, Gracer. Good girl. And I got Oakley over here, which you guys will see in like her next training video. Make friends with Oaks. She's like, I don't give a shit about Oakley. Just my food. But yeah, they're gonna have to figure out who's who. Bee's like, yeah, this is my pasture, get with it. Aw, you're fine, Grace. She's right here. Look at all these paints, except for BB. God, they're not wasting any time. Luna's like, where are we going? It's the big timber. But we'll find the fence. What do you think, girls? No need for this stall anymore, so I'm gonna take that down. Cause man, is it a pain in the ass. What do you think, Beebs? Those are your other sisters. You haven't seen them in a while. Grace doesn't know what to do with herself. So, you got a new friend, Grace. And I'm glad Oakley is out of the mud because the round pen is literally just slop. Like, look at my feet. So her feet can have a break from that. Well, it's pretty uneventful. No squealing, no kicking. Just hanging out. But yeah, anyway, I brought Luna and Sugar over here. I took Sugar in, this way. I took the cross wire, laid it on the ground, and I don't know why, she can sense that it's hot, but it was laying on the ground. And so I get her in, I unhalter her, and she just beelines back out this gate hole. And I'm like, what the hell? So I get back out here and grab her, bring her back in, and she kind of tried to do it again, but I swung the rope at her and she went that way. But yeah, annoying. What we're gonna do, I guess. What do you think, Shugs? Got a little squealing action. BB and Luna got into a semi-hard kicking fight over that pile of hay right there. Because nobody wants this one for some reason. But yeah, come over here, Beebs. There's this whole pile right here you can have. Grace is still over there like, what do I do? It'll be interesting to see who's boss, because Luna has gotten very comfortable with being the boss of Sugar. But usually BB's the boss. Alright, yeah. What are these people that I put in here with you? Not cool, man. Alright guys, I am out here where I am building the arena and figured I'll give you guys a quick update because I know a lot of you guys like seeing the updates on the acreage and stuff. So I'm down here right now burning a little bit of this pile. It's kind of like gusty and windy today. Like not near as bad as the last few days. It's been super windy the last few days, but we get some like strong gusts here and there. So I'm not really like trying to build this pile or like build the fire any bigger. I'm just kind of letting it burn that stuff underneath. Because it like puts my anxiety through the roof when it's windy and I'm doing a fire. even though like it's super wet and like kind of cold, it just like makes me nervous. But yeah, it's like somewhat sprinkling just here and there. But yeah, I've been out here the last couple days cleaning and working on just getting wood piled up, like making these big piles. So other than this pile, I have this pile and this one over here that needs to be burned. But overall, I'll give you a view from over here. We're looking pretty good once I get most of these piles burned. Yeah, it's pretty clear over here. Get a better view from over here. I've got like some little piles here, like of just the ground cover that I've raked up into a pile because there's so much of it. And I'll probably still need to rake up more. But yeah, overall, it's really coming together. Once I get like the piles burned, I'm gonna need to either rent or ask if anybody has a stump grinder, because obviously like there's gonna be a bunch of little tree stumps that are annoying and in the way. So we're gonna see if anyone I know has a stump grinder I can borrow to get rid of them. I cut a couple of little trees down yesterday, and then I'm working on this one. This bent one is like thick, like thicker at the base, and my little chainsaw is like trying, but gonna try to get that one down today. And then that's pretty much the last tree that I'm gonna take. Maybe this guy, that's literally dead and just nothing. But we're gonna have to have our big chainsaw for that. So this is right here is gonna be the fence line. So I'm gonna go from this tree straight over to that tree. If I don't get rid of that tree, we'll probably cut over and kind of go diagonal ways and across. But if we do get rid of that and we're able to grind that stump, then I'll probably just go up here to a corner and cross over. But yeah, these like stumps here are just so big and heavy. This one here is really big and heavy. This one is insanely big and heavy. I cut this one off, but I literally can't. It's just like so heavy that I can't even flip it over to the pile. So I'm gonna have to have my boyfriend help me. And then I cut through right there. It's so big and heavy, I just can't move it. So I'm gonna have to either use my truck or have somebody help me. I don't know. But yeah, it's all ready to be burned. It just needs to get to the piles, and I need some like not so windy days to burn the piles. And yeah, this is just a bunch of crap like that I've just picked up off the ground in here. Just a whole bunch of junk. Isn't that nuts? But yeah, so I mentioned it in the last video, at the end of the video, that we are going to have an excavator here in like a week and a half. And so the boarders are gone. So update, my boarders are gone. They took their horses somewhere else. It's starting to rain now. But so we're actually going to move the dig site over to where that lot is. And I'll show you guys that here in a little bit. But I'm super excited to have the shingles. Like I at least want most of the shingles gone. If there's a little bit, I might be able to deal with it and dig another hole later or take them to the dump or whatever. But I also want to bulldoze the rest of the trash pile in there. My conscience is telling me, why would you do that? That's terrible for the planet. Don't do it. But my brain is telling me that's literally the fastest and the most feasible way to get rid of the pile. So I have been kind of working to get out what I can before then, because like there is some metal pieces, like there was like an old muffler in here and a shovel and like just some big metal pieces that I can pull out. So I am pulling those out and taking them to the local metal place here while I can, but anything I won't be able to get out, it's gonna go in the hole. I know it sucks. I don't like to do that to the planet, but I got no choice, guys. I got no choice. It just needs to get out of here. It needs to get out of here. I'm desperate. So yeah, I'm probably going to work on picking up whatever little pieces of plastic and whatever that I can to throw on this burn pile while I'm burning it. But little update on the arena space. It's getting there. It's almost there. Once everything's clear, the stumps are ground, all I need to do is like slap up a fence and it's usable. I do plan on putting sand in it eventually, but I kind of want that to be like the last finishing touch. Otherwise it can be dirt, like we can ride on dirt. It's not the end of the world. Really just need somewhere to be able to give lessons, because like I can start up my lessons again and start up taking clients again once I have the workspace that's usable. So yeah, a little update for you. I'm gonna wait till this pile is done burning before I walk away from it, and I'll show you guys up there. All right, guys, so I got into the swing of pulling stuff out of this trash pile again. I just pulled that microwave out of that hole, and the plate fell out of it. Look at this plate. In perfect shape, not a scratch on it. Doesn't even look used, actually. Hell yeah, I'm taking that in the house. All right, so this is the amount of stuff that I pulled out of there today, along with some fence that I put in the fence pile. But now I'm gonna take a little break. I'm gonna go in and eat lunch because I'm hungry, and then I'll be back. Okay, so one of you guys commented on my last video and asked if I could talk a little bit about the clinic that I went to and kind of the experience. So first, I apologize that I didn't get more footage. I wish I would have gotten more footage, but it was just really difficult doing everything myself and camping and tending to the horse and riding and paying attention and then remembering to get some clips. So my apologies, but it was a bit hectic. So Matthew Job was the clinician, and I don't know a lot about him. I actually never heard of him before, but he is a world champion mounted shooter in the, I don't know, mounted shooting sport. I don't know much about mounted shooting, so but this clinic was named Horsemanship and Trail Obstacle Clinic, and so kind of sparked my interest a few months ago, so I signed up to go, and overall it was a really, really awesome clinic. He was very helpful and very knowledgeable, and like really helped each participant with their specific needs of their horse, because all of the horses that were there were completely different, all different colors, all different shapes, all different breeds. There was an Arabian, a gaited horse, there was some sort of gaited mixed horse, there was a few quarter horses, there was a little buckskin curly that we called Potato because she was so short and fat. There was, yeah, all kinds of different horses there, so that was really awesome. And so we started out Monday with just some basic groundwork exercises. So we did some lunging, and then we practiced rollbacks and really getting the horse to move his front end and move their shoulders. And he tried using BB as an example horse, but she was so confused about what he was asking her to do. He was like hitting her with the flag whip, and she was just like sitting there taking it because she was like, dude, I have no idea what you want. But I lunged her, and we did the rollbacks really well. She knows how to do those. I don't lunge her as much as I should. I don't lunge any of them as much as I should, honestly. But she did know what I wanted, so she did that very well. And then we practiced backing up, like just shaking the lead rope to get them to back up and come forward and back up and come forward, and like controlling the steps, if you know what I mean. So she did that very well as well. We practiced going all the way back, backing up all the way to the end of the lead rope and then running up to your horse. And the goal was for your horse not to like spook away from you from running up to them, because it is, of course, it's nice to have a horse that is completely safe. He was mentioning he's taught some mounted patrol courses, and it's also just really good for parades when people are like just want to come up and pet your horse and you're not paying attention and people are just coming up and touching your horse, to practice running up to your horse and getting them not to spook and not to freak out by you running up to them. So BB also did fairly well at that. She was kind of like, why are you running up to me? But she didn't like jump away from me or anything. So she did good. I'm trying to think what other exercises we did. Yeah, that's just some examples of the exercises we did on the ground before riding. And yeah, so that was really helpful. It was really good to have his insight. A lot of the people's horses there were not as successful at it, so it was also good to watch him help them through that and to see how other horses react to those situations. Okay, so after we got on, he really wanted us to have body control, so moving different areas of the horse's body, whether it be the shoulders and the front end or whether it be the hind end. And so that's where I think I got the biggest takeaway, was because I did not realize how heavy in the shoulders BB was. She only knew how to swing her hind end around. She was not moving or yielding her shoulders at all. So he helped me out a lot with that and getting her to actually sit back on her haunches and make her front end lighter. And so that's really exciting. I want to teach that to all of them now, because I was like, wow, I didn't realize that she was so front end heavy. And even when you're just trail riding, it's important to be able to move those different body parts. So she's we now can like pivot on her back end. She doesn't yield her shoulder in quite yet, so I was working with her to teach that, and he was kind of helping me through how to get her to that point. But first, she needs to know how to tilt in her head while walking straight. So while everybody else was like yielding their horse's front end, I was just working with her on getting her to tilt her head in when I asked her to, so we can apply the yielding of the shoulders later. So I did that. We did some side passing. Trying to think what else. We did some partner exercises where one horse stands in the middle, and then you connect your lead rope to another horse and they have to go around you and then go the other way and then back up in a circle around you, all while you have to pivot on your horse. So that was challenging for BB. BB does not like backing up in a circle. That was very difficult, so I had to lay down the law a couple times. And then we got out just a few practice obstacles, which was the cut in half barrel. Like the barrel was cut in half long ways, so it laid flat on the ground. And I don't know why that was so hard for BB. She would not do it. Wouldn't do it. She fought me for like a half an hour because she would not go over the barrel. She insisted that she could not step over it. She had to go around it. And she was getting very frustrated because I was making her go over it. So we ended up putting two of them side by side to make it a longer obstacle, not so short. And then she finally went over it when she realized there's too much space. She can't just swing side of her body around it. So she finally went over it. And then after that, we did it a few more times, and then she was able to think through it and step over it. But that was great. I'm glad we worked through that, because I don't know why that was so stressful for her. We did a bridge. She was great at the bridge. And so after that, we kind of wrapped things up. Tuesday, we started out with some exercises again, and then after lunch, we did the whole trail obstacle course. So he was explaining to us how like a trail challenge at a show works, and like the points that you can get, and like how you lose points. But BB did all the obstacles pretty well. She was a little bit afraid of like the noodle thing, as all of the horses pretty much were. But we got her through it. All the other ones she really did well. She did 3 bridges, went through the noodle curtain. She weaved in and out of the poles fine. The jug lifting, because there was that jug tied to the rafter, then you had to pull it back and lift up the jug. She did that fine. She was a little iffy on backing in and out of the barrels, but she did it. Nobody got footage of me doing it, so I apologize. I just got some clips of everyone else. But she did the obstacles well, and got so many compliments. She got so many compliments all throughout the weekend about what a yes ma'am horse she is. And that's kind of one of Matthew Job's phrases, was getting your horse in a willing state of mind so that they are just a yes ma'am horse. Anything you ask them to do, yes ma'am. Anything you challenge them with, it's a yes ma'am. So yeah, she got a lot of compliments, and also how laid back she was. She wasn't squirrely, she was very relaxed and just did everything I asked her to. So we got a lot of compliments, and a lot of compliments on how I worked well with her when she was struggling to go through an obstacle or over an obstacle on my light hands and stuff. So that felt good to be complimented. But yeah, that was the weekend and some of the stuff we learned. I would definitely recommend Matthew Job if he's doing a clinic in your state. Awesome clinician. But yeah, so I'm gonna eat some lunch and then probably go back outside in a little bit. No getting it out now. That's gonna be a big post. This didn't even move. I don't know what you just put there, but it's pretty big. So I used one of my railroad ties. That's the other one still laying over there, to replace this little post. That one, because I would like to hang this gate and mount it. But it is so heavy. I brought it home like a few vlogs ago, and you guys, it was everything I had. I don't know if the wind is. It was literally everything I had to get that thing to the truck and in the truck. But to drag it all the way here across the yard, like, my boyfriend had to help me, and we had to take a break in the middle because this thing is so freaking heavy. I never in my life thought it was going to be that heavy. But I would like to mount it onto this. The little post ain't going to cut it. And don't you test that fence. It's still on. Thinking about it. Ideally, I would like to mount it on the other side, but we already mounted the little gate to Grace's pin onto that little post. So this one will just have to open the other way. But yeah, it didn't go in there perfectly straight, so I don't know if I can fix that or not. But damn, the thing's heavy. It's not the best in the best shape either, but I think it will suffice for holding this gate. I actually got them. I think I got them for like $1. I paid like $1 for both these railroad ties because they're slightly damaged. Like, this one has this big crack in it, and it does actually have some cracks in it. And at the time when I was working at that store, they were just gonna cut them up and throw them in the dumpster. And I was like, no, we can make hitching posts, we can use them for wood posts, we don't throw them in the dumpster. So here we are. Yeah. All right, I got this one. Oh, that one was a hard one to cut. Oh my God. Okay. So I'm gonna do whatever I can, however I can cut this up. Yeah. I'm out here in the timber. I just want to show you guys a little sneak peek of why I made this dry lot the size that I did. This is the Borders dry lot, right? I'm on the back corner of it. And when I was building it, I decided I needed to just put the corner post there. And this is why. All over the place. And it gets worse. There's more over there. See that pile? Now it's pouring, so that's great. But yeah, I'm just out here filling bags in the rain. Yep. This is my life. Okay. So you guys can probably tell the opening there is the lot. Not too far in, there's my orange trailer. And I found a stock tank out here. That's kind of neat. Looks like it's filled with more just super old. I don't know if they use this as like a burn pit or just old glass and garbage, of course. Oh, look at these old bottles. You guys, I geek out over this stuff. It's so cool. What is that? Old 7-Up. You like it, it likes you. Huh. See, is there a... Anyone know what that means? Is there a year on there? Doesn't look like it, but yeah, all kinds of nifty stuff. I know that there used to be a house on this side of the property, but I don't know where. Like, I've never seen what looks like a foundation or anything out here, so I don't know where a house was, but I know there was one here. All right, I just moved the 3 girls over here to the old Boarded Horses lot. You can see my bags over there. That's where all that glass was. If this round bale's gonna sit here, then somebody may as well eat it. And I kind of need it gone before next weekend when we dig for the shingle pile. Because I actually think we're gonna dig over here now. Now that this will be empty space, we can dig here instead of trying to squeeze a hole over there. But there's literally no way for us to get that round bale out of here anyway if the boarders come back and are mad that my horses ate their bale. There's literally no way to get it out of here. Our skid steer would get stuck in all this mud. There'd be no way, no possible way. So if they complain, I guess I'll just pay them for the bale, but also we'll get this pallet out of here. They put that there. Yeah, someone may as well eat it, and that'll probably get them through the next 10 days, so I'm good with it. Grace is acting like she was just abandoned in the desert over here or something. She's been whinnying. It'll be okay, Grace. It'll be all right. You can still see them. She actually has... I know! I'm sorry! She's been mildly, like, hanging out with Oakley, but not really. Like, she just is only concerned about BB. She just wants to know where BB is. But, like, a couple times I've seen her... You know, Oakley will stand at the middle fence and she'll kind of stand with her. Oakley, you're such a good girl. Don't even care. But she's used to being by herself. Grace, you can make it? You're quiet now. She's been whinnying the last 10 minutes. You guys, BB and Sugar are... There she is! Both over there. And they're so short. It looks like I just have Luna. Kind of funny. Here they are. These girls are fed. Those girls over there are obviously fed. And there might be another girl that's going to need fed here soon. But stay tuned for that. Nothing's official yet. But I'm going to go ahead and end this video here because my phone is about to die. So hope you guys enjoyed watching this little Acreage update vlog. And yeah, sorry if it was boring, but more horse videos will be coming soon. So I'll see you guys then. Bye.